has been very gracious with his time here on Inside the Ropes and has been good enough to join us at pretty short notice. He won at the Palmerston Golf Club last week. In fact, he bolted in as an amateur, wins the Northern Territory PGA Championship, a really important tournament on the landscape of Australian golf as we try and develop golf in that area of Australia. Travis Smyth joins us on Inside the Ropes, having bolted in by 6. Travis, thanks for joining us and congratulations, mate.
Yes, hello guys. Thank you so much. It's been an exciting few days and it's all sort of soaking in and I'm loving every minute of it.
Feet touch the ground yet? Is it one of those early moments? One of those moments early in your career where it's just taking a little bit of time for it all to sink in?
Yeah, a little bit. I didn't really get to celebrate it all really on Sunday night. So once I got back to Sydney, I kind of went out to dinner the other night and had a little bit of a night with some friends. So that's when it kind of all sort of soaked in, and until I kind of realised what the actual win would do for me, it's actually getting better and better.
So Trav, one of the things it's done for you is, it's hot off the presses really. It's taken you up inside the top 15 in the world amateur golf rankings. It's also with the achievement that you've performed in Darwin. It's taken you up into the Tier 1 benchmark athlete category in Golf Australia, which means you're alone in that division, and a phenomenal achievement. Earn extra funding to make it to tournaments and the prestige that comes with that. That's a great achievement for you.
Yeah, it's amazing. The help that I'll receive now from Golf Australia definitely is a massive relief, not only on me, but especially my parents. You know, being an amateur golfer, we're not playing for prize money, and it is expensive. But yeah, it's going to be amazing. It's just a perfect time to really start putting some results on the board. You know, transitioning from amateur to pro, and it's I'm just kind of lost for words a little bit, to be honest.
You've never lost for words, mate. I've never heard that in my life.
It's just so good. It's all just happened so fast, and I'm just focused on trying to play golf, and now all this other stuff's happening. It's exciting. Well,
mate, you say it's happened so fast. It's a really good segue to what I was going to ask you, because you're 22 now. You haven't rushed it. You know, there's a lot of examples of kids who get stars in their eyes, 16, 17, 18, even some of your mates who've rushed into the pro ranks. You've bided your time here. You've progressed through. You must be happy with that decision now.
Oh yeah, 100%. This time last year, I was tossing up whether I was going to try and turn pro and just work my way through tour schools or stay amateur for another year. And basically, I felt like my game is good enough and I should be, ranked where I am now, but I just wasn't this time last year. So I kind of just trusted the process a little bit. And because the amateur system is a 2-year rolling period, I thought, I'll have one more year and try and have 2 great years in my amateur system for me to have the lowest world ranking possible for me. And it turned out to be awesome, playing well at USAM and now winning this and now cracking the top 15. It's great.
So, Trav, Clates here. What exemptions do you get from tour schools and stuff for winning an Australian tour event? Do you get any exemptions into Japan or Europe through different stages there? Do you know?
I'm not too sure about that, but right now my priority is European tour school, and I don't think I get exempt to second stage because I've kind of already entered, and where I was at the cutoff date, I had to start from first stage.
Okay.
But that's no problem. I'm going to go do that, and then in between first and second stage is the Asia Pacific Amateur, which I really want to try and win. So it's best case scenario, I can win that and hold off turning pro for another 6 months until Augusta, and then if not, try and get my card in Europe and go down that route.
So can you if you play the Asian Amateur and won that, would you then go to the final of the European Tour School? You wouldn't do that.
I'd probably I just come straight home. There's no need. Because obviously staying amateur and you play all the pro events that come from that, and then obviously teed up in the Masters and go from there.
It's pretty sweet.
Yeah, it'd be fair to say that Asian Amateur's been the one that's been pricking your interest for a long time now, Trav, wouldn't it?
Big time, yeah. I've played it 2 times now, and it's just such a world-class event, and just seeing from what Madaka Anthony Madaka got from it, and Curtis Lark. It's definitely high on the list of things to win for sure. You know, it's a dream of everyone to play the Masters, and I feel like the Asia Pacific Amateur is our best shot at it. And I'm really looking forward to it.
So, just getting back to what you did, in the NT PGA Championship, you shoot that 64 in the opening round, Trav, and there's a lot of guys in this field who have played a lot of golf, a lot of hardened sort of pros and a lot of, other guys at various stages of their careers. You hold them at bay, for the next 3 rounds pretty comfortably, and as we said at the outset, you win by 6. As you've kind of reviewed in your own mind, how it played out and what you did and what you maybe learned about yourself, do you take much away from the fact that you got out in the opening round and then you just never really took your foot off the throat of the tournament thereafter?
Yeah, it was the way you look at it. You're like, you must have been feeling pressure, all this sort of things, like every single night. Yeah, like when I'm away from the golf course, I feel like that's when all the pressure sort of builds up and your mind goes a little bit crazy. But I felt like all week when I was out on the course, me being an amateur, I'm not playing for money. I've basically got nothing to lose. I just went out there and played golf, and the mentality I always try and take into every single event is, it doesn't matter what the circumstances are. There's a golf ball, there's a fairway, there's a hole, and just do the best you can for every single shot, and you can count on the strikes up at the end, and it is what it is. Just give it your best crack, and that's what I did all week, and I didn't feel pressure at all once, really. Like, I felt more nervous for the first time of the week doing my victory speech than I did going up 18.
Right.
It was, I don't know, it almost felt like it was too easy. So I was kind of more expecting, my first professional win. I'm going to have to, close the thing out and birdie 2 of the last 4 or something like that and take it from someone. But, fortunately for me, last week, it just was, everything was going for me, and if I could win like that every week, I'd be the less stressed player out there for sure, put it that way.
No doubt about that. What's it like, though, Trav, when you sit back and when you have had time to analyse it, and you have beaten a really quality field there? I mean, it's a high-paying Tier 2 event. It's one that attracts them, and I know they would love to go up to Darwin and experience everything. So it was a field that wasn't short of talent.
Yeah, that just makes it that much more better, and it makes you feel better. Yeah, obviously about yourself. That guys like James Niddies and Aaron Price and Joe Felton, there was so many, Jimmy Papadakis, there was so many good players. It just gives you that little bit more confidence, that little bit more of an edge, going into the next events. And when I'm in that position again, I can say that I've been here and I've done it. I'll be better for it, that's for sure.
So Dean Lawson's pocketed the cheque there for you being gracious enough to stay amateur. Aside from that, obviously you'd like the $22,000 or $23,000, whatever it was, that would have jumped in. However, what would you say to people who are 17, 18, got the world at their feet, stars in their eyes? Do you stay amateur? Do you go pro? Why would you stay amateur?
Just the experience that comes from being like an elite amateur, you could say. I feel like is trending these days. Like all the top elite amateur, it's kind of hard to explain. I don't know. It's just you get these opportunities to play in pro events, and you get exempt into final stage of US Open, like major qualifiers, and you can play US amateurs. You basically can plan your whole schedule. Being an elite amateur, you can get into whatever you want, and that in itself is a thing that you need to do well when you're out on tour. I feel like so. It's definitely a learning curve, not just about the golf, but like the whole travel and organisation of everything. Having that schedule definitely helps the transition to turning pro. Like once you're pro, all it is a title, and you're still travelling, competing against world-class players. But it just shapes you to be more of a professional. I feel like staying amateur a little bit longer, and the quality around the world in these top amateur events is not almost as good, but like they're world-class players that are going to be playing on the PGA Tour in a number of years, or the European Tour. So it's not like you're playing in fields that aren't up to standard. So it's just all a timing thing as well, because then you get these outliers of like Ryan Ruffles and Jordan Spieth that turn pro young and they make the most of those opportunities. So it just depends who you are. But for me, it was an amazing decision to stay amateur a little longer because I wasn't the greatest of amateurs when I was 18, 19. But whereas now I kind of am who I am. So it's all timing. It's you just got to time it right. I feel like turning pro is like the worst mistake a lot of people can do is to turn pro early. And you're out in a field of world-class players, and if you get beaten up and you get put down, that's a hard way to start your pro career.
It's a really good answer.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense. But and to that, I mean, you are coming off great form, not only in the Australian pro ranks, but you're coming off a really excellent finish in the United States Amateur Championship, the biggest amateur event in the world. Top 8 there, and you had your chances. I know you were a bit disappointed not to take it a step or two further, but looking back, that's another great achievement too.
Yeah, it was amazing. Like, I felt like that week was the best I've ever felt with my game, and I just happened to slip up a little bit on the last 9 holes, and Doc Redmond, the eventual winner, ended up beating me on the last hole. And I was very bummed, but I knew good things were around the corner just because I felt so confident in my game. And then I come back to Australia, regroup for a couple of weeks, and go to Darwin, and it was, just everything went for me. Everything was just going so well, and I got the win. So definitely the lead up, the great performance at USAM helped me a lot going into Darwin for sure.
Trav, there's been a dearth, let's be honest about this, there's been a dearth of talent out of New South Wales for a long time. But right now, you guys are in the middle of an unbelievable wave. There's 5 or 6 really quality players coming through. A couple of your really good mates, Harrison Endicott's been in the top 10 or so in the world. Dylan Perry's had an unbelievable season this year in the amateur ranks. There's a handful of other guys too, mate. You know who they are. But under Dean Kinney and a few of the others in Golf New South Wales high performance program, things have really turned the corner, haven't they?
Oh, big time. Like, he is the best mentor coach that any of us could ever dream of. Like, he's just so switched on in all areas of everything, and he's definitely took us under the wing the appropriate way and shaped us to the people we are, and he's created that team environment, which I think is very, very important being an individual sport. So I give him so much credit for any success that I make. He's definitely a massive impact as part of my team for sure. And
So,
the help from Golf New South Wales and everyone is, I wouldn't be where I am without him. It's been amazing.
So just before we let you go, where next? Like the immediate kind of 2 or 3 or 4 weeks in front of you now, mate. What does it look like?
Yeah, so Golf Australia are flying the whole Australian team out to New Zealand tomorrow, actually to Wellington, to play the course in preparation for the Asian Amateur. So I'll do that over the weekend, but then come back for a couple of weeks, and then I'll fly out on 25th to London, get ready for first stage European Tour School that happens in the first week of October. Try and advance, do the best I can to advance there, and then come back, Asian Am, try and win that, and then life's all good. If not, then hopefully I'm into second stage, and I'll and go from there. So that's all planned and organised for now. And then after European Tour School's done, I'll tee up in the Aussie Open. It's kind of good that I've had that win now, because I can either get an invite as an amateur, or I can officially make that my first event as a professional. So that's exciting, and same as Aussie PGA. So whatever happens. I'm just going to do the best I can to hit that little white golf ball in the hole, and I know there's good things around the corner. So it's exciting.
You're making easy segues for me here, Trav. This is brilliant from you, because I remember asking you about why, what turned the corner for you, like what made you take that extra step and work harder and kick it to that next level, and you basically said your experience at the Australian Open last year and the crowds. Can you just walk us through that?
Yeah, that was amazing last year. I qualified at Carnarvon on the Monday, straight away after the New South Wales Open. Got out to the Australian Open. I was physically pretty run down from a whole bunch of events, and managed to play some great golf, made the cut, worked my way inside the top 30, and I just took so much from it, because I felt like I played good golf, don't get me wrong, but I didn't feel like I did anything special, and I kind of beat a lot of good players that kind of peaked for that Australian Open, and it just gave me a little bit of a boost from that, and just some of the memories I remember from it, and having the crowds, and just how exciting that style of golf is that we don't really get in amateur golf with the crowds and stuff. It's just something that I just wanted to be a part of, and I'm so hungry to just keep trying So Australian Open definitely got things rolling for sure.
All right, mate, I got one last one for you. I am the head of a major international company. I want to sponsor Travis Smyth for $1 million a season for the next 10 years.
Sign me up.
But Travis, I need you to cut off your man bun. Otherwise, there's no deal. What happens?
I'd probably flick you, to be honest.
There you go. That is great.
I need to trust myself to earn more than $1 million, so hopefully I can just, I'm not going to need it, and I'll keep the man bun, and everything will be good.
and be who you are, mate. Do it your way. Oh, it's a great answer. It's a great answer.
You're an outrage.
Anybody who's listening to this is going to be very, very keen the next time they're at an Australian tournament or a tournament anywhere in the world that you're teeing it up in, I reckon, to stand behind the ropes and have a little bit of a look at you play your golf, mate. It's been a joy having you on the show. There's a lot for you to look forward to and a lot for us to look forward to watching you do it. Thanks for joining us on the show.
Thank you so much, guys. It's been fun.
Travis Smyth, the winner of the Northern Territory PGA Championship, with it all in front of us, all in front of him, joining us on Inside the Ropes.
G'day, I'm My Golf Ambassador Jason Day. I'm really excited to be an ambassador for My Golf, Australian Golf's national junior program, jointly run by Golf Australia and the PGA. My Golf is every Aussie kid's first step on their golfing pathway. It's all about teaching children the basic skills of golf in a safe and healthy environment, and just as importantly, about the life skills that golf can teach you that distinguish our sport from the rest. Remember to visit mygolf.org.au for more information.
Hi, it's Stuart Appleby here. With October coming up, it's time to share the golf bug with a friend.
Hopefully you enjoyed listening to Travis Smyth as much as we did. You've been telling me for a while, Hazy, that this kid's a bit of a natural, and listening to him just talk about where he's at and what lies in front of him. He's you could listen to him talk about it for a while, couldn't you?
Yeah. He's a natural on the course. Well, he works hard at it, but within reason, he's a natural. But he's a natural off the course. He's one of those guys that if he gets up and running in the next few years, people will flock to him. He's got a magnetic personality. He's a big, strapping, blonde, tall guy. Brilliant speaker, as you can hear. And I just think that, he's got that appeal that really could help lift not only his game, but golf to another level.
Do you like the way he's going about it, Clayton?
The thing I don't get is this will sound crazy, if I had a chance to get a European Tour card, I would go to the final, and if I got it, I would pass up playing the Masters and playing Europe.
Would you?
Masters 1 week, Europe's a whole career. I would not miss a chance to play Europe for a season over having a game at the US Masters.
You're serious?
It's not that. If you're good enough player, you'll get back in it sometime again. If you're not, then it didn't. It was.
What if this is your one chance? What if this is your one lick of the ice cream? Your only opportunity.
And you're going to give up a chance. If he got through the 3 stages in Europe, there's no way you would give that up to go and play the Masters. I wouldn't anyway.
What would you do, Hazy?
Oh, I'm stunned to hear Clayton say that. I mean, it makes sense, but
it does make sense.
I think these guys grow up seeing so much Augusta National thrust down their throats for so long. It's the pinnacle of golf. It's this and that and the other. And as much as Trav's got his head screwed on right and wants to go to Europe in the medium term, I just think it's going to be too big an offer.
Yeah,
it's just the cherry's right there, Clayton. You can almost lick it.
It's the chances are you miss the cut. If the history of amateurs playing the Masters, you're probably going to go there and play 36 holes. Although Curtis played well this year, made the cut. And once it's over, and what happens then?
No, I take your point. I just think that
I think you can just if you had a chance to play a whole season in Europe, which is tough. It's tough to get through all 3 stages, and there'll be certain tournaments you won't get into. You won't get into those things in the Middle East probably, but. If by the end of next year you could be exempt in Europe, fully exempt in Europe, make the top 110 there, and no way I would pass that up to go and play in the Masters. No chance.
He's clearly appreciating what's in front of him as an amateur, the things that amateur golf provide him and present to him, as opposed to just jumping into the pro rank straight away and just consigning yourself to 4-round stroke events pretty much for the rest of your life. In terms of getting exposure and experience and all of that stuff that comes from playing more match play golf than stroke golf before you turn pro, is there any kind of advantage in that, Clates, that can hold you in good stead down the track?
Well, the advantage is that, excuse me, Curtis, I don't know the numbers, but I think he signed a pretty nice deal with Callaway. So the advantage of being one of the best amateurs in the world is when you turn pro, you're liable to sign a contract with a company for a lot of money.
Yeah.
So that kind of funds the first 3 years of your development as a player. But again, if you got through the European Tour School and you're a decent player, and obviously he's a better than decent player, you can fund your own career by making money. You know, there's way enough money out there to make enough money to fund yourself with prize money.
Yeah, the thing that I loved about listening to him, Hazy, and is the fact that he loves being part of a team. He loves representing Australia. All of that stuff's really important to him. And we've seen other young, phenomenally gifted Australian players in recent times. One in particular, Ryan Ruffles, has decided to bypass a whole lot of amateur golf to jump into the deep end pro ranks wise. He misses all that. There's 4 or 5 years of Ruffles's golf development and growth phase that he'll never get to experience. Now, who knows what that's going to look like in 20 years' time, but that's a great thing that the kid's aware of, I reckon.
Yeah, Ryan's... he's made his choices. He had it all laid out in front of him. So, you can't begrudge him.
I'm not knocking him. I'm not, no.
No, and I'm not praising it or knocking it either way. But he knew what he was doing. Travis, as Ryan did with playing for Victoria, Travis loves playing for New South Wales. You should see the spark in his eye when he gets to that interstate series. It's magic. And, he's watched good mates. He's good mates with Curtis Luck. He's watched his New South Wales buddies who are Harrison Endicott and Cam Davis win the Eisenhower Trophy last year. He's seen that, what the amateur team game can do. He knows it firsthand. He enjoys travelling with his mates. He's one of those guys who went to the national camp in Houston. He's been in the States travelling with a bunch of guys, Dylan Perry, etc., for months now. He's right on board with the team thing, and when you hear him talk about his high performance crew at Golf New South Wales, he gets really pumped up. He loves it, absolutely loves it, and he loves pushing himself, but also the next person along. There's some girls in the New South Wales state team, much younger than he is, who look up to him because of the way he does it. And I think he appreciates that.
It's good, isn't it?
Yeah, and excuse me, there is no right or wrong answer to the Augusta European Tour thing, and. It's I remember Jeff Ogilvy telling me, he said the most fun I ever had playing golf, this was after he won the US Open, was playing in the interstate series and playing pennant golf. It was, it's great fun and not something to just blow off and say, well, it's not important or it's no fun or it's lots of fun playing the interstate series. And
I think the bottom line is what Clate said before. He has the talent, and there are others too. They have the talent to be able to get back to it. Yeah. Some people you couldn't say that, but I do think he is in a position, talent-wise and mentality-wise, that he will get back to it. Even if he took the European option, he will get to the Masters, and vice versa, for that matter. He could take the Masters and get back to Europe. But I think it's a really smart thing that he has Europe on his mind as well, not just making it